Hey everyone, it's Tiara. So I'm really excited to discuss another topic with everyone today. Um, it's a nice overcast morning, Saturday morning here in Baltimore. We've had some really hot weather the last few days, so I'm definitely grateful for the cooler weather. In fact, I have like my workout clothes on because after this, I'm gonna go to the park and play tennis and have my dog run around at the dog park and stuff. So, kind of want to talk a little about fat shaming a little bit. Um, so I Uber on occasion, and early this week I had this young girl, not young, she's probably like around my age, and I picked her up from the community college by my house, and um, while I was driving her home, she was, telling me, we were talking, and she asked me what I studied. And I said, yeah, I study like nutrition education. And she was saying, wow, she was like, yeah, I've been trying to, lose weight, and I've been trying to eat healthier. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And we talked about like the kind of things that she likes to eat. She says that she likes to eat like cupcakes and candies, and she says that she eats that every day. Every day she is at work, she goes to the store and gets something, something that's high in sugar, like a Snickers bar or like a tasty cake or something like that. So, we were talking about different alternatives, and I said there are, different things that you can do. I said, try to prepare some food. I said try to get your satisfy your sweet tooth with fruit instead of candy. And so like instead of drinking your calories, try to maybe add some fruit to your water or drink some like flavored sparkling water or something like that. Just like, and I told her that it's in order to really, kind of maintain the change, you have to start small and start with breaking small bad habits. Like, so if she eats candy every day that she's at work, so I think she works like 5 days a week. I think that's what she said. Then, get candy maybe 2 or 3 days a week. Just start small. And then, those small changes will add up after a while, and she'll notice that the weight will start to come off. And we talk about physical activity, and she says that she doesn't go to the gym, but she says she goes for walks around her neighborhood, and sometimes she'll go for walks during her lunch break. And I said, that's great because walking counts as exercise. I think walking is great exercise, especially if you're just starting out with whatever kind of like journey that you're on and you're not ready to commit to a gym, but you don't really want to do anything that's like super hard either. I think walking is perfect. Um, so that's when, it really got real. And I dropped her off, and we were sitting in her apartment complex, and she started crying. And I was like, in my face, I was like, oh no, like this girl's crying in my car. And at the time, I really didn't know what to really do or say because, she just started breaking down, and she said that it's really hard to get right. And she said it was really hard to make the changes that she knows that she needs to make. And she says, she doesn't want to be the person in her group of friends that's winded after going up a flight of steps, or um, and she doesn't want to be subjected to taking medicine for her health for the rest of her life. She doesn't want diabetes. She said she was telling me about her family, and that her family also has unhealthy eating habits and poor exercise habits. And she says that like no one wants to really work out with her. No one wants to kind of like try to eat healthy with her and stuff like that. So, and that's when she started to say that women at her job make fun of her. And I, that, my heart started to break for her because it's one thing to be hard on yourself when you're really trying to lose weight and you want to get healthier. It's another thing when there are people who are actively out there being mean and trying to sabotage you and trying to hold you back and trying to discourage you from being better. And she said that these women were saying like, does she really need to be eating such and such food? And I asked her like, well, what were you eating? And she said she ate whole wheat pasta and broccoli and tomato sauce. And I was like, that sounds pretty healthy to me. I mean, you have the whole grains from the pasta. You have, your vegetable in the broccoli, and you get your antioxidants from the tomato sauce. I said, that sounds fine. And she was still crying because she said the girls at her job were like, well, she shouldn't be eating that. And I'm like, well, what did they expect you to do? Um, had their own ideas on what you should do, what should you be eating? What, celery sticks? Should you be killing yourself at the gym? What did they want you to do? And that's when I told her, I said, look, there are always going to be people out there who are going to see you as you are right now and come up with the reasons as to why you don't deserve better. Because I think there's this superiority complex that people have against, fat people, that fat people don't deserve to be happy. Fat people don't deserve to want to get healthy. And as soon as they decide to get healthy, there's always like, well, it's about time. It's about time that you're exercising. Yeah, you should be at the gym. Yeah, maybe you should put down the pasta and go for a salad. And that's just mean. Why would people wanna kick people down who are trying to be better and do better? And my thing is that if you're not going to be supportive, then keep your comments to yourself. And that's what I told her. And I said, look, with those girls, you're going to have to ignore them, or you can confront them and say, look, I'm doing my best and you're not helping. But I also told her, I said, like, you don't worry about them, because those women probably have their own issues and need to feel better about themselves by putting you down. But I said, don't let them discourage you from still making those small changes that you've been working towards. And that kind of helped her a bit. That kind of like eased the crying out a bit. But I was telling her, look, I was like, look, when you start losing weight, and when it becomes noticeable, and you notice that you're more energized and that you're even happier than you probably are now, those women are going to be the ones to come to you for help. They're going to be the ones to ask you what you're doing. What kind of workouts do you do? What do you eat? They're going to ask you, if you have a trainer, if you go to the gym, they're going to ask if they can work out with you. They're going to ask you for all kinds of advice. And I said, look, and at that point you can decide whether to help them or whether to shun them if you want. But I said, like, those people are the people who probably wouldn't do what you're doing because it's hard. Every single step is hard. Getting started is hard. It's probably it's the hardest part. Starting to change those habits, trying to commit to a workout schedule, trying to change your taste buds. That's really hard, especially if you're used to eating sugary and salty foods. Yeah, it's hard. So, it's not cool to fat shame. It's not cool to discourage other people to who are trying to do better. And I'm actually going to write a blog, probably write a blog post about this. But it's kind of like the thing where I've sort of debated this with people several times. But I know people have their own thoughts about Planet Fitness as a gym, and that's a gym I go to. I have 2 gym memberships. And one at Planet Fitness and another at another gym. And I've seen people who would say things like, people in Planet Fitness aren't serious about working out. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not true. I've seen the same people in the gym for months. Some people I've been going to this Planet Fitness for a few years now. Some people who have been there for years, for as long as I've gone there, and I've seen them make progress. I see people in there busting their ass every single day I'm there, whether it's on the weights or if it's on the cardio machines. And I know people are going to say, but they serve pizza and bagels. I'm like, yeah, they serve pizza and bagels, but it's like once a month. It's not a big deal. And the thing is, a sliced pizza is not going to make or break your workout. It's not going to make or break your diet. To each his own, and you don't have to eat the pizza. If that's such a trigger for you, you go on the days where they're not serving that. But in my opinion, if you see people in there working out, if you see people in there working really hard, leave them alone. Again, if you don't have anything nice to say, if you don't have anything supportive to say, just keep your comments to yourself, because no one needs that. And I'm pretty sure if you're on any kind of journey to become a better version of yourself, whether if it's in your health and fitness goals, or if your academic goals or work goals, whatever, you don't need people trying to hold you back. You don't need people going out of their way to hold you back, right? So I gave that girl, this link to this website that helped me out when I first started. Um, and, she gave me a hug. She gave me a really long hug. And in that moment, it's where I felt, I was like, you know what, this is good. This is good. And I was like, she'll be okay. She'll be okay. And it's still going to be hard. Those girls still going to make fun of her, but hopefully she'll feel empowered enough to ignore that, or either use that as fuel, part of that as fuel to do better, or to excel in her goals or whatever. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have. So some other website news. There is a new blog post up. Actually, couple of new blog posts up. So one is a recipe for one pan roasted chicken and vegetables that I made this week a couple of times. So I thought it was really great, and my mom really loved it. And then I made it a few other times, so I posted the recipe. Um, and I also posted an article on what do terms like fat free and sodium free and low fat actually mean. So check that out, especially if you're trying to watch your waistline, and if you're confused about what those terms mean when you're going shopping. Ask yourself if you're really saving on calories, or if you're saving, or if that's really a healthier option. That's basically the point of that article. Is if something is fat free, does that mean it's the healthier version, as opposed to its regular counterpart? So check that out. Go to my website, cookingtoat.com, and I will see you guys next week. Remember, if you like this video, please like it. If you want to leave a comment, comment. And if you want all of your friends and family to watch my videos or go to my website, please share my YouTube channel and my website. And most importantly, please subscribe. Bye!